Hey, what's up guys? It's Edward, the world's people's champ, and today's video is called How to Take Action When You Are Depressed. Now, I know this is an interesting topic because when you are depressed, you are not in the mood to take action. As a matter of fact, you feel paralyzed, you feel depleted, you feel down, you feel like sleeping, you're negative, you have headaches, you're stressed, you're in a bad mood, you're grumpy. The last thing on the radar is taking action. Now, the only thing that will take you out of that depressive state is to take action. But again, you're not in the mood to take action. So how do you take action when you are depressed? And the reason why you're depressed is because you're probably going through some hardship. You know, something devastating happened in your family, or maybe you got fired, or you fell into bankruptcy, or who knows? I don't know what you're going through. I know I've been depressed many times in my life, and because I decided to do something about it, and because I decided to become a different person in the face of those circumstances, I overcame that depressive cycle, and I broke through it. And I've learned strategies and techniques that over time changed the quality of my life. So when I noticed that I'm about to fall into a depression, I quickly put into practice what I'm going to share with you today. Now, I don't fall into depressions no more. I get upset. I do. Okay. I may have a slight depression from time to time. You know, something happens that's out of my control and it gets me upset. You know, but I have a rule. And my rule is, Edward, you don't get depressed. I do not allow myself to get depressed, if that makes any sense. It's just a rule that I have. But again, I put into practice the things I'm about to share with you right now. So let me jump to it. You're probably curious right now. Edward, just share with me already what it is that I can do to take action when I feel down, depressed, and not in the mood. Well, first thing we're going to talk about today is compartmentalization. Have you ever heard of that word? Well, look it up on YouTube, look it up on Google, compartmentalization. Compartmentalization is basically the key to self-control. Basically, you're isolating your thoughts and putting your feelings to the side so that you can continue being focused and taking consistent action. I first learned about this when I used to train with the Navy SEALs. Now, I was not a Navy SEAL, so I'm not here to tell you that I was a Navy SEAL. I was in the Marine Corps. But in the unit that I belonged to, every once in a while, we would train with the Navy SEALs. And let me tell you, those guys are hardcore. They're hardcore. So I took a class with them once. I was invited to take a class because I was thinking of becoming a Navy SEAL. I never became a Navy SEAL, but whatever. The case is that during that class, they talked about compartmentalization. And what they said was that if you have the ability to push aside any fears, concerns, and thoughts, or any pressing problems, if you have the ability to move them to the side into a different compartment of your brain, if you will, then you can focus on the task at hand. So consider your brain is like a maze, right? When you see a maze with all these lines, right? And picture different compartments in this maze, like compartment A, B, C, D. As an example, you can literally take whatever problem you're dealing with. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're breaking up with a business partner. Something that's really bothering you, something that's really in your space, something that's really like bringing you down emotionally. Did you know that you can actually, or let's say someone in your family is dying. Mother, brother, uncle. Oh my God, that must be devastating. Someone is dying, you know, they have an incurable disease, you know, whatever the case may be, something that's just freaking sucks. Let's just put it that way, something that sucks. Did you know that you can actually take that specific problem and you can choose to put it in the right corner of your brain? You're isolating that thought for the moment. And a very simple way to do this is actually by taking your hand. Sometimes I close my eyes and I physically move my hand to the right. Or sometimes I'll take the problem and I'll basically move it over. It sounds simple, but basically I'm training my brain to not focus on that at the moment. That is what compartmentalization is. You're moving it to the side, you're isolating it for the moment so that you can focus on your business, on your goals, on what you have to accomplish to continue moving forward. Now, they say that in the life of an entrepreneur, every entrepreneur will face a crisis every 1 to 3 years. You will face at least 2 to 3 big challenges within a 12-month period. But every 1 to 3 years, you will face a crisis. And if you do not put in practice a skill such like this one, compartmentalization, you can go crazy. And everything that you've built will fall apart. So put it in practice. You know, whatever it is that you're dealing with, physically put it in your hand and move it to the side. Or close your eyes and picture you moving it from one space to another space. And that moment, you isolated that thought. And the moment you isolate the thought, you isolate the feeling. And the moment you isolate the feeling, now you can focus on the goal that is in front of you. And now you can take one action and then another action. And that is my next advice for you, okay? Once you isolate the thought, isolate the feeling, and you put it in a different compartment, now I want you to focus on taking small actions. You can baby step your way to greatness. Okay? You like that phrase? Hashtag that. You can baby step your way to greatness. Just focus on the next action and the next conversation. And then what do you do once you actually take the next action and the next conversation? Then I want you to focus on the next action and the next conversation. Then what do you do when you accomplish the next action and the next conversation? I think you get the point. Then you take the next action, and then you have the next conversation. And then the next action and the next conversation and the next conversation. You can baby step your way to greatness. When you're dealing with a difficult moment, speed doesn't matter. What matters is that you take small actions consistently. At the end of the day, forward is forward. Backward is backward. Forward is forward. So you're going forward inch by inch by inch. But at least you're going forward. At least you're taking action. And all of these little actions in the midst of this hardship will move you to another space. Eventually, that hardship will dissipate. It might take 2 months. It might take 6 months. It might take 9 months. But when that problem is no longer there, you will be in a better place because of all of the small actions that you continue to take in spite of that big challenge that you had or that big problem. Does that make sense? So, again, forward is forward. Speed doesn't matter. You can baby step your way to greatness if you're going through a difficult moment. But my advice for you today is take that challenge, take that problem, put it in a different compartment, and move forward. I remember in 2016, I was dealing with a very difficult challenge. I won't get into all the details right now, but let me tell you something. It was really bumming me out. And then I said, wait a second. I can actually put this problem in a compartment and focus on it later and not right now. That is exactly what I did. Every day I used to go like this. I'll take a deep breath. And it's like I put it in a box and I put it to the side. And I knew it was there, but it wasn't here no more. You isolate your thoughts, you isolate your feelings, which puts you back in a space to take action. And you might not be in a space to take massive action, but you can take small actions. And again, I want you to baby step yourself to greatness if you're going through a hardship. And watch what will happen in the next 6 to 12 months if you continue to do it again and again and again and again. Hey guys, if I could be of service, please follow me on Facebook or Instagram. My handle on Facebook is Edward R. Munoz. And my handle on Instagram is Edward R. Munoz as well. Send me a private message. We'd love to link. We'd love to be of service in any shape or fashion. Goodbye.